Gentlemen, boys, and girls. Sorry, I'm special.
All right, we are live. Almost 30-day anniversary of the show. How you been?
I'm hanging in there, living
So
life.
you know how we've been talking about the ticks, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have a story to tell you.
That's a great point. Okay, keep going. Yep.
Today I was mowing my grass. And I have apple trees up on my hill. And they got some low branches. I was going up the mower and I hit some of the branches, like moved them out of my way with my hand.
You got rained on.
Dude, at least 50 fucking ticks fell out of this tree onto me.
Wood
and
ticks
instantly,
or deer?
The brown ones.
The big ones?
Now
Like
they're small, but they were brown.
Okay,
yeah. Like at first I was like, oh, because they're brown. I was like, it's a ladybug, and I flicked one off. But then I started feeling them, and they were like everywhere. It was at least 50 of them, dude. And instantly I was like, oh, great, I'm getting fucking Lyme disease. Like after the shit we were talking about.
And on the same thing, my father's on antibiotics. He was out in the yard, found a deer tick, like sunk in, not just crawling on him, it was biting. And I'm getting audio through you.
Sorry, that was me.
Okay. And so part of Lyme disease is like you can get joint pain. So
yeah.
his knee randomly, he's in his 70s. He's had all sorts of surgeries, so maybe it's just that. But they put him on antibiotics irregardless. Which leads me to believe is like they don't even need to worry about testing positive at this rate. It must be a high enough rate where they're just like, yep, boom, protocol. Yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. And then what I was going to say is I've never got hit with ticks like that before. I mean,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
This tree, keep in mind, this tree is a tree right next to a state highway.
Mm-hmm.
A state route. And it was just a few branches and they freaking, oh, dude, I was disgusted.
Dude, I would freak the fuck
got them off me, put the mower back. Luckily, I got them all off me. Came in, got a shower, made sure they were all actually fucking off me. But I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm getting Lyme disease.
Did you have the wife check your taint?
No. I need to have her check my hair though.
Yeah, that was like I don't know if that's a real. It is a real thing, but it was always like you got to check your balls because they'll crawl up. That's where they'll crawl up. Like
yes, a guy I worked with, he got like real sick. Turns out he had a tick down there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a real thing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
hard to reach places. I can just sit there and eat to my heart's desire.
Yep, 100%, dude.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that until you brought it up. I had before we started talking, 20 minutes before, I had gotten off the phone with my parents.
They're bad this year, man. All right. Well, there's been a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of new news. It's a lot of the same shit going on coming out of Iran. So I think we should start there.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of stuff about ceasefires and all this stuff. And I thought this was interesting. This is out of a Telegram group out of the Middle East. And it's showing a tweet or whatever. What do they call them now that it's X? Is it still tweets? Like, what is it?
I've heard, what do they say? A truth or something?
Truth? That's lame. I'm calling them tweets.
What's that one dude that I've learned ended up like he puts on a good show. He's like a good commentator. But he makes these videos. He goes live. Matt Morse. He calls it Truth Mobile or something. Truth whenever he pulls up.
No, he's talking about no. That's Truth Social. That's Trump's social media. Yeah, that's something different.
I had no clue. Okay. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah. Truth Socials. Don't go there. Just trust me.
Okay, I thought because it looked like X
I'm
every time
on
he pulled
there.
up a thing.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I'm on Truth Social, but it's strictly to make fun of people. But anyways, this is the Iranian foreign minister. You know, we've been hearing from America that we're going to have these talks. This weekend, there's going to be talks happening. Jared Kushner's going, you know, the guy who owns 666 Boulevard in New York City.
Yep.
Trump's son-in-law. But this is what the other end of the talks is saying. It says, we're arriving in Islamabad, Pakistan for an official visit. Foreign Minister Arghachi will be meeting with Pakistani high-level officials in concert with their ongoing mediation and good offices for ending America-imposed war of aggression and the restitution of peace in our region. No meeting is planned to take place between Iran and the U.S. Iran's observations would be conveyed to Pakistan.
It's just this whole time, like how this has been going on, where you see Trump come out and say this. Oh, we're meeting, we're talking. And then Iran, like, you know, a few weeks ago, it was a big thing. Trump says, yeah, we're talking. And then whoever, and maybe that's discord inside the Iranian government because, you know, I think a week ago or a few days ago, that was a big thing. People were talking, maybe there's, you know, the politicians aren't talking to the IRGC. There's, so maybe there is some of that going on, but I can't help but think sometimes Trump in that administration is just talking out of their ass. Yeah, we're gonna go talk to them. They're ready to sit down, and they're like, what?
I mean, and that's the thing is Iran has consistently said like, no, we're not talking. Like they're in a position to where we can't beat them with what we're doing, and they know it. So it's like you either decide to leave or you invade us. That's your only two options.
Well, here's the other thing. This is part of like what they're proposing. It's not everything, but it's just some talking points of it. And it's kind of, if I'm Trump and this, you know, this group, this isn't. So the lifting of all primary and secondary sanctions on Iran, continued Iran control over the Strait of Hormuz, U.S. military withdrawal from the Middle East, not just from the Middle East, and end to attacks. Got that. The release of frozen Iranian assets. Somewhere I read, but I was reading deeper. I know I talked to you about this today. I read deeper into it, and it seems like it was bullshit, but they were asking for like since 19 something. They wanted like 11 trillion like return to them because of all like it that ended up being, I think, debunked kind of fake news. And then a UN Security Council resolution making the deal binding. Like for me, what we've gone in there planning, and then if you look at this is the crazy part here. In the version released in Farsi, Iran also included the phrase acceptance of enrichment for its nuclear program. But for reasons that remain unclear, the phrase was missing in the English version shared by the Iranian diplomats to journalists.
You know what's funny about that is I remember an interview Dana White did about fighters denying fights. He said, there's a way to deny a fight without denying a fight. He's like, if you are worth $500,000 and you ask for $10 million to fight,
yep,
you're finding a way out of it. This is something similar. Like they don't want to go to the negotiating table, but they don't want to say we're not willing to negotiate.
They're trying just to save face.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
yeah.
We won't go too deep. We got a lot to get to. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but like to the fact that we did affect Iran, and I know there's a lot of talk as they're like, if you don't think Iran has been seriously affected. Fruit fly. Gotta love Georgia. You're wrong. Like, do they still have launchers? Do they still have? Of course they do.
Yeah, I saw something where they're back up to 70% of their launchers already because they've been pulling them out of these caves and bunkers and stuff that they've dug all around the country.
You've been in the middle, like you've been there. How many of them actually work? Like, how many of them are deadlined? They're pulling them out, they're towing them out, and they're like, "Look, we got another launcher, but it's it's missing its chock block, so it's deadlined." Like,
yeah, we clearly haven't affected them enough because they're not eager to concede anything. They have no desire. They're not going to concede anything.
But at the same time, this is where I'll argue with you. Is at the same time, it's like the how they try to do this stuff saving face, like trying to not take the fight without not taking the fight. Like, I think there is some discord going on, and I think this ceasefire might actually be a point of it. And I'm not thinking as a Trump supporter. Like, I don't vote. Originally, yes, I was more on his side compared to Kamala. I think he's an asshole.
Oh, if I had to vote today, I think I would still probably vote for Trump, as much as I don't like him anymore.
Over Kamala, yes. I think there's, irregardless that what our options were, Trump was the pick.
Because we would still be at war with Iran, just America would also suck more.
Yeah. Like, so I think there is even more than you're saying, and you have experience in all this too, so you know somewhat. So it is a good argument maybe for another time, but I think Iran is much more affected than you think, which is fine. I think it's kind of, they're still scrambling to an extent. Like, there's still maybe not coercion, there's still not full command and control over the whole country. Like, it's fragmented, and maybe in a good part, here's another point, is they probably designed their military this way in preparation for this exact event. Like, listen, we will get cut off.
They knew this day was coming.
Yeah, we will get cut off. We will be fragmented. You stick to this particular playbook until you hear from us. If you don't hear from us, you might get, attacked and killed. Okay. But until then, you stick to this set of rules, this guideline. But
yeah. Iran's known this day has been coming for a long time. They've been prepared.
Yeah.
And my other thing is,
keep going.
You made a lot. By attacking them, you have also made more people who are committed to the cause, the pro-Iranian cause.
Yeah. No, 100%.
When you kill,
as much of it is false support, fucking idiots here in the United States. But
I'm talking about in Iran.
Well, yes, rightfully. I was about to say rightful supporters that are, nationalists to an extent. Like, I think there is some importance to that. But yes, I think they have. I agree with that.
Yeah. But this is one thing I wanted to bring up is, I don't know if you saw it, but Pete Hegseth fired the Navy secretary. Listen, when we have 3 aircraft carrier groups in the Middle East right now, I don't know if that's the time to be.
But I have something to
changing that position.
You played into this perfectly, because I have something to play. Who's the new guy? But yeah, go ahead.
No, that was pretty much it. Is like, I don't think, and apparently he was fired. Let me see if it goes into it in this article. But
no,
he was
and I agree
fired
with you. It's maybe not the best decision
for a disagreement.
And that's what it seemed like under the Trump administration, is that there's so much petty shit that, like I just said with you, I disagree with you on this. And it's like, well, see you later, dude. Like what?
Yeah.
And
And Pete Hegseth is a fucking psycho.
I don't like the guy. But let me go full screen here. I think no, should work. Let me know if audio works on. This is the new guy. This is in the past, but I mean, maybe he's a good choice. You'll see what I mean. Share. Okay, I'll click it again. Share. There we go. Window. This one. Sorry, I have to talk. This is the new guy who took over. Interim or whatever you want to call it, but
this is great.
Oh, this is the Asian white supremacist.
Yeah. So he's the one who just took over.
Yeah.
But listen,
this is great. I know I'll be attacked by left and call me white supremacist, but I have one ask for them. It's just when you give me my hood, make sure it's got the little slits and not the circles so I can see better.
That's crazy.
But maybe
how old is this?
Well, that was posted from Fax Post. I have to dig in. Real America's Voice, War Room Pandemic. I don't know what this was posted secondhand on April 23rd.
Yeah. He's talking to Steve Bannon.
But I also
how the
told
fuck
you
is
the thing that aggravates me when it gets into media or news outlets and stuff. One of the links you can click on, if you like, literally, I searched Hun Cow KKK joke.
Yeah,
I probably shouldn't have said that, but
that's fine.
And one of the thing is Trump's new Navy secretary once asked for a KKK hood with slits. Like that headline to me is like so fucking misleading, because then you watch
it's ridiculous.
Clearly it's 100% in jest, and maybe it's clickbait, or maybe it's just misleading bullshit because they know people won't click on it. They'll just go, oh god, what? Like I don't know. Long history. Oh, okay, so sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. Asked for a KKK hood with slit. I said it again. With slits for eyes. Hung Kao has a long history of deranged remarks. He's a military, but like anyone who's tuned into our podcast knows we say crazy. It's just because we don't get offended, and everyone's so offended. It's like.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
He's talking to Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon, who has countless emails with Jeffrey Epstein, where he was keeping tabs on the president of the United States for Jeffrey Epstein. I think that's something a little bit more to be upset about than a joke. But people can't take jokes anymore.
So it must have been old, because clearly he wasn't the secretary when that video was taken, but it was probably back in the presidential race where he said he supports Trump. And
I mean, who knows? It could have been. Steve Bannon's still got his show. It's not like anybody's went to jail for that shit yet.
And then here's another one. Another headline. Hung Kao is the new acting secretary, but he's made some bizarre claims in the past as a Republican candidate. Like, so misleading. So like, let's keep going. But I'm just saying, like, anyone who watches mainstream media, like, you need to learn to take it with a grain of salt and be like, there's obviously a path we're trying to lead people down here. And it's
right. Like, you are getting the message that they want you to get. But do you remember how we showed that video of the IDF attacking an ambulance?
Yeah, and then I showed the one of the IDF attacking reporters, clearly marked and on the hillside, like in the open. Yeah.
So listen to this. The Israeli Defense Forces said Friday that an ambulance used by Hezbollah, this is the same incident we talked about, to concealed weapons was located during searches in southern Lebanon. The announcement comes a day after the President Donald Trump announced a 3-week extension. Hezbollah uses ambulance and medical teams as cover for transporting weapons and operatives, undermining the special protections granted to medical facilities and equipment under international law. Okay, that's true. But in that video, that was clearly ambulance workers. This is what they said. Among the weapons found were explosive devices, mortar shells, magazines, and a grenade. That's a lie.
Well, I'm shaking my head, yes. In saying that, like, this has happened since the 60s. But at the same time, like, the videos I've seen, and whether they're staged, maybe they are, and that's how we have to approach this too, remember. Like, maybe this is all maybe this is all staged, and we can't take that out of the equation. What's the word I'm looking for? Enemy militants that don't follow the Geneva Convention or false whatever.
Yeah.
Know they can abuse this, and know in today's day and age they can abuse media, so they can have ambulance radios on. They can use a certain. I'm not saying that's what this is. It seemed very, and knowing IDF, it seems very like that's what they did. Like they just, it seems like they just don't give a fuck. But at the same time, you have to approach it as, what if I'm sending dudes in, calling and talking like they're actual in ambulance to get a video of them getting struck, and then we go, bam, oh, look, and we don't post it. If you're smart, we don't post it. We send it to the big media outlets, CNN, the Washington Post, New York Times, and then they post it. And now, so again, I'm not on that train of thought for everything, but I think it's my biggest problem with news outlets and mainstream media nowadays, is where
I don't think that's what happened in this case. I think that 100% happens. The global war on terror has showed us that that's happened. They will pretend to be people, but like, here's another thing. We don't fight like that. You don't know, no matter whether you know it's fake or not. With the Geneva Convention, you don't shoot an ambulance.
And you saw that with what was their name before Blackwater, or they were Blackwater before they were whatever. And you saw that because we couldn't engage, and this is back then, 10, 15 years ago, whatever. You ROE, you could not engage these groups. So what did they do? These private military contractors came in and stood next to the truck and shot at the guys, and then would make them shoot back. And then it's like, all right, here you go, Marines. Like, you're good. You just got shot at. Rules of engagement. Like,
here's my thing with all this stuff we see coming out of Israel is the war crimes that are committed. We do not do that. That is not how we fight for. We consider to be immoral. Like, you know as well as I do, there is NFAs. You would never shoot into a mosque. You would never shoot into a hospital. Yep. You would never do that. And if you did, you would go to jail.
Even
you would go to Leavenworth.
Even if a known combatant went in there, in a lot of situations, besides special operations, right? Like they have a little bit more freedom of maneuver.
They have more leniency.
Yeah. But like regular people, say regular IDF, and all these things aren't coming out of special forces IDF.
No, not at all.
It doesn't matter. Like, if this guy shot an RPG at you and ran into a children's school, or ran into a church, or a synagogue, or whatever you want to call it, you can't shoot at them until they come out. You can put a cordon out there, and once he comes out, and then go in and clear it, that's one thing. But when they're blowing down these buildings, like there was another one that popped up, along the same lines of this, where there was rescue workers. It was in Palestine.
Yep.
And they're going up the side of this like kind of blown out building, and they're clearly trying to pull people out, and then they take fire again. Like red vests, like they're not armed, they're not going like what clearly in my eyes that's not a false flag. That's not, you know, Hezbollah agents going up there like
no.
Like what? No, clearly people are going up there to try to rescue other people in this blown up building, and then they get hit again, like near direct, like boom, hits the side of the building, like what?
And that's my point is they don't care. Like that doesn't matter. If that happened one time for real, it doesn't matter. You don't get to use that as an excuse to every time kill innocent people. Like that's the whole reason those laws are in effect, is to stop innocent people from getting killed in war. And they don't follow
in jail for life.
Put children in jail for how they treat POWs. I mean, it's stuff I don't even want to say.
No, yeah, it's
like, but and here's my
whole bushel of grapes.
You were breaking up bad there. Hopefully you come back. But the other thing I was going to say is, here's another big problem I have is all the stuff we have been fed, and it does happen, that the radical Muslims do. All the stuff we've been fed that they do, how they fight, how they treat POWs, how they, the sick stuff they do. The IDF is doing the same stuff. But America has been brainwashed by evangelical churches and dispensationalism that they are without reproach, like it's okay because it's Israel. And that's I just don't understand how.
I'm on the same page with you. It's just, and that's where I always go back to, and the what's the word I'm looking for? Like not victimism, but the victimhood of like, is that there can be no wrong. And there is
right.
They can do no wrong because of like, well, listen, like even Bibi, he wasn't there for that. Like,
no.
I would actually, this is actually a good thing to look up. What percentage of Israeli people were alive at that time? Old enough to
Here's
recognize.
Here's another good point. Besides just the genealogy of how many of them come from
that's true.
Israel.
Yep.
Is how many of them are practicing Jews? It's like 30%. The rest of them are secular. They're secular Jews, meaning they are Jewish nationality, but they're not practicing the religion. So what are we talking about?
Well, then here too, I thought you were going somewhere else. Is maybe that was part of your thing, and I just special. How many were involved? How many of Israeli, practicing? Let's say it was Ukrainian, it was Russian, it was all these other countries. The population of them, not Israel. So for Israel, in say, I know a bunch of people came from there over to America, but even an American, like what right do you have to say that? Like, you go back to even Americans, you go back to non-Jewish, you go back to white people. Like, how many of us have been enslaved and killed in, like, what was the war? Why am I drawing a mind blank? The way back, not barbarian.
Barbers?
When they were taking white sailors and stuff and selling them into slavery, and my brain.
I know what you're talking about.
One of our presidents was like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing this," and sent not barbarian, but anyways, it's just like, I would never think to say, well, because I'm white and because of this, I'm owed something. Like, no. And I get it's not all of it, but some of it is way back in history, in biblical time type history, but it's neither here or there. We're not going into that talk, but it is.
Yeah.
It's tiring, I think.
It's exhausting and it's frustrating because just because something evil happened to you does not give you the right to commit evil. Like, that's basic human morality. Two wrongs don't make a right. Everybody has heard that from the time they were kids. Just because a genocide might have happened to you does not give you the right to perpetrate one.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show this article because you know how all the AI videos have been coming out about BB.
Oh, yeah.
And they're obviously AI. There's ones where he's got 6 fingers and stuff.
But we can go back into that later. Is that's just an answer because so many people believe the AI videos. So many people see them and like.
Well, I think they were AI videos, but I think this might have been the reason why.
Oh, I see.
Netanyahu just came out and said he beat early stage prostate cancer. So I wonder if he wasn't going through cancer treatment and they were putting those AI videos out because he wasn't healthy enough to come on to
like radiology fucks a person up. Yeah. I mean, maybe
because everybody thought he's dead.
No, I don't think he was dead. I believe a lot of the shit is real. Something was going on, whether he was in hiding. He wasn't in country. He was, because there were some things early on that said he left to Germany or something. I think it was at the time, even I thought it was along the lines of that, but this makes 100% sense that he was under treatment, whether it was radiology or some other aggressive treatment or surgeries for early onset to remove a tumor. He just wasn't healthy enough to come out and make appearances, so they especially, which makes sense. I mean, the US would do the same fucking thing. Like, and I think most countries would do the same fucking thing. Like, given what was going on at the time, it's like, oh yeah, he's fine. Here's a video of him. He's fine. But it's that time. Keep talking. 1 second.
Oh, great. Just leave me here. Okay. Well, for the next 30 seconds, we're going to talk about how once we get to 100 subscribers, we're going to buy adult diapers, and Mr. P is going to have to wear them for a whole month. That way he can't leave to take his 6 piss breaks throughout the show. We're going to buy him adult diapers, and he has to wear them because he's the only adult who has to piss 3 times in an hour. And I know he can hear this. So share this video, like it. If you haven't already, please like it if you're watching. Subscribe so that we can get up to 100 subscribers. Then we can make this guy wear an adult diaper. That is my whole life goal right now, is just to get him an adult diaper. And he's already agreed to this. So there's not a question of like me just saying this and he's not agreed. He's already agreed to it. He's already said, I'll wear the adult diaper. I don't want to, but he's willing to. So that's good.
Listen, 100 subscribers, I will gladly wear an adult diaper on stream.
Told you guys. I told you.
But even that, I'll still have to get, because I'll piss out of that diaper. I'm drinking beer,
That's
okay?
insane.
And I'm a big person, and I drink a lot of water, and then I add beer on top of it. It's just, I keep flowing. Can we agree with a cat? But I can't prove I have a catheter in if we're on stream.
Oh my God. That's disgusting.
Oh, a catheter.
What is wrong with you?
I'm devoted. All right. A catheter and a colostomy bag. I don't ever have to get up. I can just mold into this chair.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Don't have to leave the chair. Just, yeah. See, that's what's wrong. That's what's going to happen. Like, if AI gets stronger, eventually people are just going to have catheters and feeding tubes. And nobody will ever do anything.
They'll have to roll over once every week to get their sponge bath. That an AI robot comes in and goes on their butthole.
So, you remember how we were talking about Ukraine passing a bunch of anti-Semitism laws to lock people up in for up to 8 years for saying the most minor shit.
Yeah, we'd be in jail for a long time.
We'd be in jail for a long time. It's coming to America anyways. But Zelenskyy, Jewish. And I just find it kind of funny that Ukraine is grabbing Ukrainian men off the streets, throwing them in buses while they're screaming to go fight and die, while this is happening in Ukraine. Keep in mind, Ukraine for a long time was a heavy Jewish country.
Enter World War II.
Yes.
Вони кидають в тому кругу, уничтожають, з'їдають, мусорять. Після них велика врожайність в людей фінансова. Блядь, кудрявий! Суть пуля.
That's got to be Ukrainian for shut the fuck up. That's got to be Ukrainian for shut the fuck up.
Make them earn.
But here's my thing. Again, I always talk about it. They're not supposed to be exempt. That's the thing. Right now, Ukraine has no religious exemption for fighting. Why are all these young men walking the streets then?
I mean,
if everybody was supposed to be mobilized.
That's just one of those things, like, I wish we were big enough to where me and you could be like, all right, we're going to take the risk. We're going to go to Iran right now. Iran, or even there. We're going to go to Ukraine right now. Like, that would be cool as fuck. And be like, let's see if this is real. And but then who's to say everyone watching us isn't like, well, they're paid off, they're fake. Like, but
that's, to see you that can't do nothing about that.
That's a big thing for me, is just in how we think, right? I see that and I believe it, but at the same time, I will question it.
I got more stuff about that topic, but one thing I want to hit up about you saying people never believe in anything. I had somebody comment on one of my TikToks, and they said, it was about Charlie Kirk, and they said, he's not dead, there was no blood. What? Like, that's the type of people you can never convince of anything. If you think there was no blood in the Charlie Kirk shoot, like,
they clearly didn't see the video.
Right.
Like, and people think just like, oh, I feel like a lot of people think that haven't seen serious injuries think it's instant. It's not instant. It's not like just blood. No. I mean, in arterial, yeah, it does come out, but even like, as quick as he folded and fell down, you wouldn't see all that much. Like, yeah, if it was arterial, I don't even know if it was considered arterial. I don't remember. But
there was a good amount of blood that came out before he hit the ground.
But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you saw the video, like, yes, there was blood. And if you've ever gotten a horrible cut or injury, you have the time to look at it and go, oh shit, and then the blood comes out, and like
yeah. But I wanted to show this. We're talking about the Zionist takeover of Ukraine, which Ukraine was, used to be the Khazars, predominantly Jewish until World War II, when they were, Ukraine was one of those countries where they were heavily eradicated from. Yes. But again, this is Jewish settlers doing Israeli settlers, I should say. They're coming from Israel. These are Israeli settlers doing what they do. And it's not a good look.
Ви не маєте права лізти в криницю. Давай, я що знімаю? Хай сидить.
Давай.
Ви не маєте права лізти в криницю. Мені до лампочки, все. Вставайте, факт на лицо.
They act like 12-year-old kids who have a problem with authority. Like, like.
Yes. And like, what's the point of this? It's like you said, it's like teenagers. This is just to harass people. You're going to swim in the well. And also, it's not good optics, because what was the myth that went around the Middle Ages about the Black Plague? It was that Jews were poisoning the wells.
But they don't give a fuck. Like, what has been afforded?
And to be clear, I don't think that happened.
And what has been afforded to them, right? Like, what has been, again, I don't like to keep beating a dead horse, but the victimhood, and they're like, you can't say anything to us. You can't
question us.
You can't question, and you see it in their behavior. I mean, you saw it in there's firsthand accounts of what's the place in, what is it, Michigan? Not Michigan.
New York?
No, the other one. There's one in Michigan, I think, too. Not Dearborn. I think Dearborn is the Indian influence one, but there's a city in Michigan too where people who lived there before talk about the parks, being there with their kids, and they would come in on the busload before they lived there, before they took over this city, come in the busload to these public parks and do shit like that, like have their kids out there, throw their dirty diapers, their trash, just ruin the park. And lo and behold, they came in, and there's some YouTuber did a video on it. I don't 100% agree with the YouTuber or particularly like him, but the video was actually all right, and where he showed, these people are building these temples or whatever in
their houses.
And so someone comes home from work and their driveway's blocked, there's cars. Like, listen, if you park in front of my yard, like, I won't always give you shit, like, if I know you, but if it's for something like that, like, I'm probably gonna give you shit. Like, this is my yard, this is where my kids play. Like, all right, let's go play baseball, boys. Like,
yeah. And here's the thing. What have we heard about the Somalians? They're coming in, they're taking advantage of the system, they're not contributing. Well, what did we see in that video? The same thing.
I'm not leaving, I'm just
Okay. They had these huge families, they were living in Section 8 housing, which, by the way, there's videos of them, they figured out a way to get Section 8 housing to pay for your mortgage, which is crazy. They're not working. None of the men were working. They were studying the Torah. That was their excuse to none of them have jobs.
And that's what.
So how
being? Keep going. Sorry, I'll keep it.
No, but I'm going to say, like, don't be a hypocrite. If you're going to call out the Somalians, then you need to call them out too.
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah.
It's the same shit.
And for me, for someone who has a mortgage to pay and has,
chill out, Spencer,
and has all this shit that I have to deal with, right? And to think, like, I'm not working right now. Probably not, but on my wife's income, I could probably take maybe welfare or something,
Yeah.
But I don't. We make it work. And to think someone is paying their mortgage off of Section 8, like, if that's true, like I said, I would like to be there and see actual facts myself. Could it be true? Yes. They've worked.
Well, that was one of them who said that.
Yeah, like, that to me is just crazy, like crazy. And it's not pride based. It's not like I don't go looking for it. It's not, to me, it's not even an option. And it's not pride based. It's that we don't need it. Like, we've set ourselves up good enough to where we don't need it. But if I wanted to manipulate the system, I probably could. I could probably pay for a couple of gallons of milk a week and whatever, but I don't.
Right. And the thing with the temples being in the houses, you set up a temple. Do you now not have to pay property taxes? That's a church. That's a 501c3. That's tax exempt. You set up your house to be a place of worship. That gives you a whole nother level. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
And the
but
fact
continuing
they have,
on the Ukrainian
12 kids.
Yeah. Continuing on the Ukrainian thing, this is a rabbi who converted to Orthodox Christianity recently. He said Chabad, which is the group of Zionists, I think that's the best way to say it, who think that the Messiah is coming. They're the ones who, if you go to New York City, have signs up all over the place that say the Messiah is coming. They have parades and everything. They say he's here, and we're just waiting for him to reveal himself. They're the ones who are always hanging around Trump and all the other politicians. Chabad is planning to genocide the Slavic population of Russia and Ukraine. They are preparing the land for a new heavenly Jerusalem. Here's another video in the comments. This is from Ukraine. While all the Christian Ukrainian men are dying fighting, this is what's happening to Ukraine.
Дивися, ти була права, в Умані все на євриті. Всі магазини, коротше, всі маркети, всі підписи на євриті, на українському взагалі нічого немає. І ходять тут, подивися, євриченята. Все, глянь, всі названня.
All the street signs are in Hebrew.
Я взагалі, глянь, все підписано на євриті. Ось все написано, диви. Тут ж взагалі тут нема нічого по-нашому, по-українськи. Я просто в шокі, блядь. Вообще, всі об'явлення, всі наклеї, ну все на євриті.
Something that is happening too, which we should have pulled up, which I mean, this is my fault, not yours. You give me shit about this, but you see, what is it? The Orthodox Jews in Israel getting like raided by police and like beaten and taken off because they're coming out and saying, you know, this isn't us. This state, this you know, this state-ran Judaism isn't us, and they're being like attacked on the streets.
Oh yeah, 100%. The Orthodox Jews are in like a constant conflict. Same thing with the Messianic Jews, the ones who believe in Christ. They're in like a constant conflict with the more secular Jews.
Mhm.
I mean, you'll see them burning the Israeli flag. Like, that's why I use the word Zionist, because I'm not talking about
I like that we said that. It's not that, and I think because of how the I won't say political landscape, I'll say I don't know what word I'm looking for here, but the landscape of America and the world is that, like, if you're speaking out against Israel, Jesus, you're anti-Semitic. Like, no, I'm not against the Jewish religion. I'm not like. That's a different discussion, but I don't think you're evil because you're Jewish. No, I think the Zionism view of Israel and everything is the fucking problem.
Exactly. And here's the thing that's freaking me out. They're not just doing this in Ukraine. A couple weeks ago, we saw Ukraine make that pact with India, where they're going to have a whole bunch of Israelis settle in India. And then look at this. Argentina. A confidential report from Argentina's Secretary of Strategic Coordination, Assistance, and Emergencies has been leaked to the press outlining a plan. This is real. This is the president of Argentina. I looked this up right here. The prime minister, this crazy hair dude with the sideburns. They are receiving 300,000 Israelis, and they are establishing basically a state, a Jewish state inside of Argentina in a part of Patagonia, its own private area. Like, what is that? Are they preparing? Like, part of me wonders, are they preparing to get destroyed?
Well, okay, maybe it is that, but like part of me is like, it seems so preemptive everywhere, and like again, I'll this is something you mentioned. Let me steal your. Oh, you closed it. Okay, like you said, that's going on in Israel. I don't know for a fact. I think this one's considered. I can't, there's no guarantee this is in Israel, but like you said, share audio, like Not on the same fucking page.
No, not at all.
And then like this one, this is in Israel. I know this is one of the videos I saw that is in fact in Israel. They were running around and in their sector were taking down the Israeli flags, which I get maybe could lead you to be arrested in a time of war. But I don't think in America that would be harder to bypass, right? That would be harder to pull off.
Yep.
And there's so many more videos like this where they just where they're these Orthodox Jew guys. There's Jew guy. That sounds so bad, but they're snatching up off the street. They're
and another thing is I could be wrong about this, but I don't think the Orthodox serve. They are a pacifist group. I don't think the Orthodox Jews, they're pacifist. So they already don't believe in violence. But no, I think that's a great video to highlight the point that and you're seeing this a lot in culture right now. There's a lot of edgy people who have gotten real popular real fast by hating all the Jews. And if we only have 4 viewers, they're probably all people we know, but that's not what we're here for. Nobody here believes that. So I just want to make that clear. I think that
even in video, an after post, or if someone watches this after live, I feel it's so easy nowadays to put us in a group where you straight up call us anti-Semitic. That's not it. I have Jewish friends. I have Jewish people in my family, married in, or converted to marry.
Right.
That's not it at all. I don't even, I've said this before, even Islam, do I really think it agrees with, Christianity and the Bible? No, but I'm not big on that, super big on that either. But I would never, if you came to me and said, oh, I'm Islam or Jewish, there would never be any thought in my mind to be like, oh, you're a bad person. Now, if you said that and then said, I think you're less than me, then I'm going to be like, bye. I'm not going to be violent. I'm not going to, it's just going to be like, yeah, man. Okay. See you later.
And here's the problem is the Zionist Jews have so much power. What we have said, even though we've made it very clear, we are not anti-Jew, is anti-Semitic.
Yep.
And punishable.
I mean, and we're probably being punished for it. If you think about it, in the grand scheme of whatever the algorithm is, with shorts we do with everything we're probably take a hit for that.
Yeah. I wanted to highlight this because I think this is from Spencer 1600. It says, I think this is a new world order plot. I agree. I mean, why are they moving into so many countries and just being given land? It doesn't make any sense. And then you have Ukraine, who just got $90 billion from the UK, or the EU, I'm sorry, to keep fighting this war. And they're killing hundreds of thousands of the Christians. Meanwhile, they're moving all these people in. What's going on here?
And that's where it gets crazy to me, is where it's bad over there. It's gone out of the light of media, I think, for a reason, news and everything. It's fucking horrible over there. If you keep, and I do, I shouldn't say daily, at least weekly, I try to keep up to date and be involved in that. It's really fucking bad over there. What these dudes on both sides, I'm one of the people who will say, I think there's short sides to it, but I don't think Putin in Russia is just evil. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. So I think on both sides, it's horrible. These dudes, there's videos out there. If you really want to dig into it, there's dudes that are injured and hear a drone overhead. And what do? They kill themselves. Hug a grenade, shoot themselves in the head. in if you want to dig, there's videos of it too that are like the trench warfare in the 21st century is fucking horrible. It is
It's
horrible.
crazy, man.
It's like they are just, it's really bad. And I think so many people are so far from it right now that they don't understand how bad it is on both sides. And,
Yeah,
and Russia is getting it just as there's dudes that are getting brought in right now, supposedly saying, oh, you have, I wouldn't say a speeding ticket. Oh, you did this. You can do, and I know it's not, the Gulag Archipelago anymore, but it's still like, well, you can go
it's
to jail.
damn near.
You can go to jail for 10 years or you can go front line.
I've seen reports this week of both sides with estimated casualty reports over 1 million.
I mean, at this point,
we haven't seen anything like that in a long time.
I mean,
nobody's talking about it anymore.
Exactly. All I do is suggest people to look into, you won't see much on YouTube, but even on YouTube, if you look into what has been put out, I mean, it's all, sorry guys, it's all censored and stuff, but you can get a taste of how horrible the warfare is over there right now.
Yeah.
And
Reddit's a good place to find uncensored stuff. Telegram's a good place. X is a good place. But it's
just not saying you should look at that type of stuff, but if you want a true idea of what men and women are doing to each other over there, not saying heinous shit like Epstein or anything, but like what the warfare is over there right now, that's a good look into it. And maybe you can kind of get more of a 360 view of why I think the media has gone so far from it.
And I just wanted to highlight this too, because this is another reason this war is going on. It was a learning experience. It was a learning experience, and we learned infinitely more from Ukraine than we would have if we didn't let it go on. Ukraine could have been over.
We've said that a lot.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a great point. Is it takes the humanity out of it, and we've said that is like these drones should be illegal. Like there is people who are trying to give up.
Yeah.
Yep. They get medals. They get the same medals as if you took a rifle and shot somebody.
A second point, we won't go, I know you're getting into this, we won't get into it, but I don't know about Russian side, but the Ukrainian side for funding has not really funding, but so for these drone units, like there's points. It is fucking COD, dude. There's points. If you get a tank kill, if you get a kill on a person, if you get these amount of points, and that translates to funding for your unit. So like fucking kill streaks, dude. If you get now you can get this new dropper drone that can carry, 20 grenades instead of 3. Like it's, and when you take the humanity out of war, we're gonna, it's Terminator shit. Like it's gonna be sending
100%.
Yeah.
Like it sounds bad, like that you want humans killing humans, but you have to have that to have the humanity in war, for people to surrender, for POWs to be treated 100%. Correctly. How many of these drone videos are of guys giving up and a drone just flies into them?
And the humanity of it too is for the history of it, right? For you to say, I had to, like, you hear firsthand accounts of Vietnam and World War II specifically, but even some of like Afghanistan and stuff. I'm like, I had to, I looked into his eyes when I shot him. Like, this was terrible. But when it's some guy who's like, I was just flying around this drone and, I don't know what he looked like. What did he look like? I don't know. just a guy
Don't
with his
care.
hands up. Like, yeah, like you take the humanity
Yeah,
out
nobody
of
is
war.
more-
Yeah.
Yep. Nobody is more anti-war than veterans. People have been to war and they understand what it is. Like when you take that out of there and you just have robots and it's like a video game, they're literally using video game controllers sometimes. That's what it is. You're just looking at a screen. It means nothing.
And there's very little personal sacrifice out of it. Compared to flying a drone, yeah, you
100%.
You could get hit by a 155 or whatever the Russian equivalent is. Yeah, you could die. But compared to the dudes walking in those trenches and fighting, you're just a kid with a fucking smile on your face playing literally playing a video game, but in real life.
Yep.
And we're painting these guys, or they are painting these guys to be war heroes. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's disgusting.
It is. Yeah. And we are using it as a learning experience. Like, that's what this whole thing is. That's why we haven't left. That's why we sent them Bradleys. We want to see our equipment tested against Russia's. That's why this war is still going on. Because if we didn't fund them, Ukraine would have lost 3 weeks into it. But we've been funded them. We sent them a whole bunch of
not just us either. Yeah.
Anti-tank missiles, which is something I'll give you credit for. Don't get used to it. But tank warfare is going away. There's no use for like tanks. 5 years, tanks are done.
Or at
tanks
least
are done.
Man tanks. It'll just be another drone.
Yes.
Especially going against not a near peer force. Going against someone who has men
but
on the
I think
ground.
Tanks in general could be done.
Well, I mean, with the advancement in ballistics and everything else, you can hit someone from, I mean, we're getting out there. Look at some of the jet fighters. You can engage from 100 miles away, easy. Just what's even the point with optics, with satellite surveillance? Right. There's no need for it. It's all going to be a fucking beep boop, beep boop, boop boop, boop boop. It's.
And look how much we've learned from this conflict. Like, this started in 2021? Drones were not a huge thing. They were starting to come out. I know you remember when in Hawaii, we saw the little helicopter drones.
Yeah.
And they were amazing, don't get me wrong. But now it's at a whole nother level.
And that gets to a point, I wish Ty was here for this, but towards the end, and I'm sure he was involved in it, in basic training, like react to IDF. There's react to drones now.
Really?
Yes, they started,
I didn't know that.
And even they built on Sand Hill, they built trench systems for training these kids in trench warfare. Well, like that was one of the big things when I was in the brigade, was that like, oh, we built a trench system for training these guys. They dug and built a fucking trench system to train these guys in. Think about it, in the 21st century for fucking trench warfare. I mean, I know some other, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, the military's been hitting big on, and this was happening, we are in Hawaii, is subterranean.
Yep.
Subterranean warfare. There was that Army Times article.
Was it all in preparation for what we're dealing with right now? Like, what?
Dude, I'm serious. Like, they were talking about subterranean, and they were talking about Russia, China, and Iran specifically, saying they had the capabilities to launch aircraft from underground. Like, there was underground rail runways and shit.
And that was the big reason.
And we had guys.
Keep going.
No, I was going to say, we had guys from our unit who went and trained in this subterranean warfare.
And remember, we got all the suppressors because that was the reasoning they told us was for subterranean warfare, because unmuzzled, an unsuppressed weapon in a tunnel is not good for your ears.
No. And I don't think a lot of people know why subterranean warfare is like so different. Like, your nods don't work. If you don't have ambient light, your night vision doesn't work.
Yep. And then
chemical weapons.
Well, what doesn't get what people don't get too, then you have to use nods, and you can use supplemented IR light. But if the enemy
illuminators.
if the enemy is near peer, then it's just like in real life seeing a flashlight come around the corner. Like you can, if the enemy has nods and you have to use illuminators because of zero ambient light, it's just like
they know right where you're at.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is like chemical weapons. No, you're good. Chemical, like there's nowhere for it to dissipate. So if a chemical weapon is used subterranean, it's just there. There's no escaping it until you get back out or you get past it. And a lot of, we haven't invested time into that until the last decade. I want to say 2018 plus. There's been no training on that. And since then, the military's put a lot of time into it.
Yeah. I feel like there was a roadmap set out, and it was kind of like, hey, listen, guys, there's a good chance we're going to have to do this shit. So we got to start changing the doctrine again.
Yep.
And then they started implementing it. And I agree with old Spencer over there, is that, yes, I think, well, I mean, what I really wanted to say is the F-47, their new gen fighter that there has already been funded and is being built, is meant to have one, organic or one human pilot, and it's going to have AI drones pretty much fly as wingmen. So there's one of these.
I'm not surprised.
That is human. Like, you can look into it. I think, is it the 47? Don't quote me on it. The new generation is meant to have one pilot, and then there's multiple other aircraft that are AI that goes off of what the pilot's doing and what the mission set is.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Anduril Industries, they're in Ohio. They just opened up a huge plant. They are releasing autonomous jet fighters.
God, Ohio's the worst. See? Like,
no, we're not, dude. New England's way fucking worse than Ohio.
We're not making fucking, even though we have, what is it?
Stop.
Raytheon and fucking.
Yeah.
We're not doing that shit, iRobot.
But I just wanted to show this. Ukraine just got 90 billion euro loan to keep them fighting.
I mean, that's crazy, and it kind of brings me in. We can get away from this a little bit, maybe, because it brings me into a point like, one of the big things that has been going around, and I don't know, I've never really talked to you about it, but like the billionaire like tax. Like, I kind of agree with it. Like we mentioned it. Elon Musk is almost approaching a $1 trillion net worth, or something.
He's like 800 billion.
Okay, so how many people are there in the world? I'm just saying the world, not America, but in the world. If you were to
8 billion,
if you were to disperse that money to every person in the world, let alone all the billionaires in America, and I don't want to say that kind of get borderlines communism, but like the fact that so many people are against, and not so many people, I think regular people aren't against it, but like, yes, if you're a billionaire, yes, if you're making $500 million a year, you can afford to pay a little more taxes than me. You can afford to pay, and I get that.
I agree.
That's somewhat borderline, but like at the same time, it's just, you can still promote capitalism, but.
And here's the thing: as we progress with robots and stuff, they have less employees to play. Now, I think it needs to be moved. I don't think because you make $1 million every year, you should get taxed more. But once you get to a certain level, I don't know what that level is, but if you're making $100 million a year, you can pay more taxes. And especially as AI and robotics is going to progress, guess what? The excuse of having to pay employees or lay people off is gone.
Well, that's where I think you can't tax the individual. You have to tax the company, right? If you're as an individual,
fuck it. I want Bill Gates taxed 90%.
well, fuck Bill Gates. Like, let's be honest. Now we're
all of them. Elon Musk too.
That. But like, it's tough to tax the individual because you're getting closer to like communism and this shit. Like, to tax the company, exactly what you said.
I got a hot take when you're done.
Okay, and I'm not fully against it. Like, yes, because it is proportional, right? Like, if you're making 100 million, 30% of 100 million is more than 30% of 100,000. But these companies now moving forward, right? These companies that are that, you know, have to deal with all this is let's look at your organic and let's be honest, they'll be, in the US has always been good at it. There'll be gray areas and ways to work around it. But let's look at your employee numbers. How many AI or how many robotic / AI positions are filled that a human could fill? Yes, you might lose a little more money. Yes, you might lose a little more time. Well, okay, then you're paying for that in taxes. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, let's get away from the monopoly. That's a thing in America. Let's get away from monopoly because you're switching and you have the initial funding to go all robotic, all AI. Now you can build your growth that much higher. Nah, well, let's put you on the same playing level as someone who's a good person and is saying, let's give a little bit of production up to employ the people in our area. And it leads into another thing is where these big businesses don't give a fuck. Like,
no.
we're based in, you know, Ohio or whatever. We won't say town names, but we're based in where you live, Ohio. We don't give a fuck about the people who live here. We're based in Georgia, in this city. We don't give a fuck. We're not employing anyone. We'll employ two dudes to monitor the fucking parking lot. The rest is all AI. It was cheap to live here. It was cheap not to live here, to operate here. Okay, now the US government comes in and says, you're doing all this bullshit. Bam, tax goes way up. Thanks, brother. Like,
no, I think that's a great point. And I even think if you take AI out of it, they don't give a shit. Like, I can just give you an example. Sherwin-Williams, they're based out of Ohio. You know how many times I got messages about them buying a company in Russia, or not Russia, China, Brazil, all these other countries? Because it's cheaper to make the shit over there. It's cheaper to pay them. It's the same reason companies like union plants, because they pay union employees less than they do a company employee. And you can't get out of a union easy, and the company can't help you get out of a union.
Well, it also led us okay, keep going.
No, finish your point because I was gonna do my hot take. So
okay, well, it led me also to a point of where our issue is with China right now. India, not so much India, but China, was we outsourced all this shit because the country was more willing to lessen say unions or whatever you want to say, work conditions. We threw everything out to these countries because I can pay Xi Jinping 20 cents on the hour. Whereas here in America I have to pay him $1 on the hour.
Right.
And so we outsourced it, and then China got a hold of everything, got so good at manufacturing, got so good at everything now, bam, and now we're in the situation where it's like, oh shit, no, we need to pull it back. We need to it just goes full circle. Like,
we gave China all this stuff when they were still a second world nation, and then in one generation they went from second world to first world problem, and we didn't know what to do about it. And the only reason we did it was because it's cheaper. Well, guess what? Now it's biting you in your ass. And that kind of takes me to my
Short-sighted
hot take.
capitalism. Yep, keep going.
Yeah. My hot take is I don't know if democracy works at this level. I think along the way we reached its max effectiveness. Where we're at right now in America, it is not effective.
No.
We're at a point to where we've reached the level to where the corruption outweighs the effectiveness, and it needs to get dialed back a lot. And it doesn't get
100%.
dialed back a lot. I'm going to say this, like, you need one person to take control for a couple years, and it needs to get reorganized. Like,
it needs to go back to a republic, not a democracy.
Yes,
because there is clear differences, and democracy, I think by design, has been thrown out there. That was our goal for all these other countries. We're going in to promote democracy. We're going into, well, now when you introduce capitalism and big business into democracy and allow them to interject themselves through donations and all this bullshit, democracy isn't really democracy. Democracy is bought. Like, it goes to what we say. Like, you are not gonna become a presidential candidate. I mean, you could get on Mickey Mouse gets on the ballot, but you could like get on the ballot, but you're not going to become a president unless you are playing ball, which means you are bought out to some extent.
Yes, 100%. At this level, it fails. It fails every time.
It's failed.
Yes,
it's a failed system. It's already failed.
Yes. Nothing changes. You don't get any answers. Look what's going on with the Epstein stuff. Look what's going on with the UFO stuff. They don't have to answer to us. The people aren't in charge. They can tell us a bunch of bullshit. They make decisions without us. Look at them with what they're doing with Iran, with the War Powers Act, refusing to vote it in because Trump's got a bunch of people in. That right there, your representatives are what's supposed to make the decision. That's how you get your voice in. When they say we don't want the War Powers Act, they're saying we give all the power to the President of the United States. You don't have it. That's not democracy. So clearly it doesn't work at this level.
It's already failed us. And
yes,
that's why I say, I've said it before, is the only place democracy is still alive is low-level government.
Yes.
And
where you actually have to talk to the people.
And you retorted, which makes sense, is where, I said that's where it needs to start. Okay, that's where it needs to start, but like you had got against it, where you said, okay, it starts there, and that's where we need to focus, but they're not going to make it any higher unless they're on board.
Nope.
And so that's where I think it needs to start with, the people. And my idea, like a revolution in my eyes right now is by the people is not going to fucking happen. People are too soft. People are, they're not willing to, especially if you do this, and we've seen how things have gone with anti-Semitism, with everything. Like, if you think that a revolution could really get started right now, no, because they'll be like, oh, you're going to lose your job. We're going to put you on a blacklist. People have families to feed. People have
they've got you tied down to a 30-year mortgage.
Yep.
Trump just raised it to where they could do 50-year mortgages. They have you tied down. A revolution only happens if it is the absolute last resort. And it has to get bad before that happens.
And that's where it scares me, because even if it's bad and then they start flying fucking A-10s, this was the thing we had talked about before, is like, people are, revolting or trying to stand up, and then, 3 A-10s come back to back and turn everyone into pink mist. A lot of the country, as it is right now, a lot of these people are going to be like, nah, man.
That's true, but number one, it's a huge country.
And it would drive some of us to be hunkered down a lot more and say, okay, we're not protesting anymore. We're not doing this. Guess what? We're going to go subversive. We're going to go, sorry, NSA, I'm good. I'm speaking hypothetically here.
Yeah.
And it'll drive people underground, and that's where it becomes a real issue because it goes back into the age-old wagon wheel where
You got IRA stuff going on.
exactly we go, or when we go into countries, you kill someone's dad, their kid grows up knowing you killed their dad, and now insurgency is born, and it's this long thing that we've learned we can't beat. You cannot beat insurgency because it's
Nope.
it's generational. It goes to the next. You killed my dad. Okay, I'm gonna grow up. Oh, one thought is put in my head to go against you, and you killed my dad. Yep, I'm against you. And the more you
Yep.
kill, the more you build that wheel bigger and bigger, and that wheel moves faster. So,
And the United States hasn't learned its lesson
no, it
with
hasn't.
that. We've repeated it over and over and over again. We went in and killed millions of North Vietnamese. We lost. We thought we could change it. It cost 70,000 American lives. We lost. We went in, we killed a million Iraqis and Afghanis, and it cost a couple thousand American lives. We lost.
We still left.
Can't beat. Yeah, you can't beat that. So democracy, if a new system doesn't arise, you're going to see America's done. You're going to see a balkanization of America. It's going to become a bunch of different states. You're going to have a West Coast state, Oregon, Washington, California, and everything else is going to be splintered.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's
and then it's just going to break out to infighting instantly.
Or the other thing I see happening is the Hollywood version where it's corporations. Like Alien, like Wayland Yutani. Like there's groups of where Tesla is the West Coast.
Yeah.
Tesla runs it, and we're completely sold out to everyone else. To where at the end of the day, I think it's still for the regular people, we're too stubborn. Americans are too stubborn to do a land invasion. It was the same back in the 40s when Yamamoto said the thing like we could never invade mainland United States because behind every blade of grass is a weapon. I think we'll remain.
I will say though.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say I will say though, if there's any type of civil conflict in America, you are going to have every UN nation here to defend the federal government because there is immense power in a United States.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's the thing. The Russian dude who was in I think the 80s or 90s, he came over and was a KGB guy or something, and just saying it relates a little bit to it is where he says it's it's a long-term plan. Like we take this much, people get pissed off. Sorry, I'm trying to stay in the camera. We give back this much. We take this much, move forward 10 years. We take this much, people get pissed, we give, and the bill keeps moving. And that's where I think the corporations, it will never be public, but the corporations' view of it could go because they're going to keep people happy. Oh, yeah, well, this, but here's your, everyone gets a shiny new Tesla, guys. Everyone gets one. It's just part of living in this district. You get a Tesla.
I'm so glad you said that, man, because is that not what we see when we switch parties? Like, we've seen so much taken, gun laws and stuff in states and abortion rights and stuff. Then they give the Republicans a little bit. They don't give them everything, but they give them a little bit. And the Democrats take power. They take so much.
It's ping
they give them a little bit more.
It's ping pong. Yep. They're just
That's exactly what happens.
They're bouncing it off each other, but those paddles are moving closer and closer and closer and closer. Like I think that's where it leads. But yeah, you're pulling something up. You probably can see I need to piss again.
You're good. You're good. But I want to show this video. You had your opinion on it anyways. And I kind of lead into your opinion, but I don't completely discount this. So this is from France, allegedly confirming a report from the Wall Street Journal that Donald Trump was intentionally locked out of his Situation Room during a critical military operation in Iran. He was in such a volatile state, screaming at aides, the top generals restricted his access. There has also been rumored reports that he was trying to use a nuke in Iran. And this is where me and Mr. P will disagree a little bit, but that's fine. We can disagree. But I'll play the video while he's gone, and you guys can watch it. By the way, if you guys could share this out, maybe get some more people watching, we greatly appreciate it. Any type of engagement we can get. We did lose one subscriber. We're down to 27 now. Somebody didn't like our stuff. But if you could share it out there, tell your friends and family about it. Maybe give us a share on Facebook or something, or Instagram. We appreciate it. We're also on Instagram and TikTok, same name. If you could follow us.
No, fuck that guy, bitch. Sorry.
What's that? Was in fact intentionally excluded from Situation Room during a recent operation in Iran, rescue US in there. According to the Wall Street Journal, was in such a volatile state that I quote, he spent hours screaming at aides in the West Wing. Military officials made the call to limit his access and update him only when needed on the phone. So whilst we don't have proof of verified nuclear strike intent, there does seem to be a gap here between the US president's rhetoric and the stance taken by his chiefs of staff. And I think that's really what has fanned the flames of this story.
So, yeah.
What do you make of that?
We'll agree to disagree on this. I don't doubt, 100%, I don't doubt he was locked out. Seeing how he's acted, I don't doubt he was locked out. It was like, okay, listen, man, you need
Isn't
to cool
that
off.
dangerous, though?
It is, but I also, and we don't have to, we've had this argument on stream, is where, or maybe not on stream, I don't think was ever thinking of using a nuclear weapon. And on top of that, nuclear weapons nowadays aren't what they used to be. It's not Nagasaki. It's not Hiroshima. It's a very low yield strategic nuke. Hold on. I just got up, so I'm burping again. But even at that, strategic wise, like, I don't think he ever, even if he is crazy, he's not Joe Biden crazy. Nowadays, you're not using a nuke unless it's end of days, end of your country. Like, it's, I just don't. As crazy as he can be, I don't think that was ever an actual thing to be like, yeah, we're gonna nuke him.
And I tend to agree with you, but I don't completely count it out.
I don't count him out saying stupid shit, but meaning it and saying it. We've known Trump and we've talked about this before. Saying it and actually meaning it is two different things. Like, me and you can say, fuck it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, fuck it. Nuke him. Like,
yeah. He could have said it and not mean it, but at the same time, let's watch this video. But at the same time, you're the president of the United States. Like,
no, I agree with that.
You can't, you're in
some problems and you got to try to deal with it. And then there was a report out that they had an emergency meeting Saturday night. And apparently, well, one report coming out of that meeting at the White House is that Trump wanted to use the nuclear codes, and General Dan Kane stood up and said no. He invoked his privilege as the head of the military, so to speak. It was apparently quite a blow up. There are pictures of Kane coming out of that meeting with his head down to the ground. I
think
here's my thing is like,
that was a right decision on Kane.
Go ahead.
Where was, even if he said it in hot-headedness and everyone in the room knows he doesn't mean it, the fact he said it is like, yep, sir, that's it. You said the words, you got to leave. You know what I mean? Like, even if
but the fact that he's even considering it,
No, I wouldn't say he considered it though. That's where I'll argue with you. I think if anything, it was more like, yeah, fuck it, nuke them, like just us joking around, like, oh fuck it, nuke Iran.
I don't think so.
But I think also
What
it's
if-
on
what-
the general side to say the thing like, yep, you said it, sir, get out, like you're not involved anymore.
And here's my thing is, this dude's clearly compromised. Trump is clearly compromised by Israel, whether they have blackmail or it's just the money he's taken.
I don't doubt that.
What if he has to end this by a certain date, or he's just responsible for this war and he's just trying to end it?
I still don't think it plays into Israel's hands at all for us to use a nuke. Like that gets, I mean, the whole world is digging into it already. But if a nuke is used, even a tactical nuke, a super low yield that really doesn't have much fallout, it's mainly, used for interdiction and stuff like that. It's still everyone is, Jesus, sorry, I'm drinking beer tonight, guys. Everyone is now eyes on. It doesn't benefit Israel either. It doesn't. Like anyone using a nuke on a country that we've clearly defeated, and if we really wanted to, us in Israel, if we wanted to keep pounding them and keep hurting them, and again take away their power, their actual power, not whatever the word I'm looking for, theoretical power, like shut down their power plants, shut down all their oil production by strikes. We could. It's that
And
easy.
Trump has said that's coming.
But that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't benefit us, Israel, whoever's playing Trump. It doesn't benefit anyone to use a nuke. It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense. We don't need to. We don't. In no world is it like we could keep hammering, and I know we've had this argument before of like, ammunition and all this. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, man. Like, we could keep hammering that country until there's nothing fucking left. Look at what Israel has done to Gaza. Look at what Israel's doing to Lebanon. And that's just Rhode Island. Look at imagine what we could do to Iran. Before
Iran's huge, dude. I have a
is
surprise for you.
I know how big Iran is. It's huge. But you can still take so much.
Now you get to talk for a couple of minutes while I go piss.
Okay. So my argument to this side of it is, me and Jay have had this conversation, is where, the ammo. Oh, we're wasting all these missiles. We're doing all this stuff. That leads into, it makes no strategic sense in any public document in anything that we put out how much ammo we have, whether it's, Tomahawks, Patriots, THAAD, any of these systems. We have a lot more than you think. Being in situations where, here's ammo from the 1980s, just fire it. And you're firing it just to get rid of it. Like, we have so much. I don't think Israel has as much, but if we wanted to really hurt them, we could, before even putting boots on the ground. So the thought of ever, even on Trump's crazy ass, using a nuclear missile is just, to me, tactical, whatever level you want to play. It's not in the cards, even if he is being hot-headed and he is a child, as I think Spencer said, and which I think he is a fucking man child. His pride has gotten the best of him, and he can't take a loss. Even with that, it's not in the deck of cards.
I tend to agree with you. I do. I want to think he wouldn't use one, but I think he has gotten more radical in this last term, even in these last
I
6
agree.
months.
I
I don't.
agree. Yeah.
It's like since these Epstein files have came out, like they got him by the balls or something. Like he can't.
Yeah. Maybe it's a gambit.
I
Like
don't know. I don't know.
He either does this and succeeds or doesn't and goes to jail. Maybe succeeding in this keeps him out
And
of
here's
jail.
there's a
Crazy
third
take.
option that I think is really
Don't
scary.
arrest me. I'm just a guy in my little room.
Well, here's another option that's really scary that I don't think we've considered, and we're seeing the groundworks for it. When you see Pete Hegseth firing generals, he's up to 32 now. When you see Trump getting kicked out of the Situation Room, when you see the potential, whether we believe it's true or not, that he's trying to use nuclear codes and they're getting denied, like
the pettiness is scary.
is there a potential
scary.
for like a military coup or something?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't doubt it. Like old Petey boy,
And
like
no, I'm not even saying him. I'm saying like the generals.
But that's what I'm saying. Start at him. Jesus. Hit me again. Drinking beer. Sorry, guys. Starting at him and going up to Trump. Like, the pettiness is what scares me. Like, the fact, like, he has fired some people that I think needed to be fired. Pam Bondi. That bitch needed to go. Like, you
Bitch needed to go.
Yeah, after the shit like that. Absolutely not. Get this motherfucker out of here. But the pettiness on so many other levels of, and that's what I chalk it up to be, is petty. Just almost choked on my own spit. Petty shit. Like, me and you, we can disagree. Like, no, you're fuck you. I'm never talking to you again, Jay. You don't think, like, what? You said Trump would use a nuke and I say he wouldn't? No. That's fucking horrible. Get out of here. Like, or, you'd get me out of here, but you know what I mean? Like, there seems to be so much of that in this administration, plus the fact that you say it seems to have outside influence, which is really fucking scary. Pettiness on top of outside influence is scary. Like, at any given moment, oh, nope, F the American people. They don't agree with me. Well, I'm not leaving. I'm now the grand sorcerer of the United States. Like, I'm being ridiculous, but
right.
The trend
You're not,
the trend seems to be going that way, and that's what's fucking scary. That's what's like, well, wait a minute here. But I'm done. Yeah.
We're headed to a critical point. And my other point is like
turning point America.
If the yes. My other point is like, you don't want the military in charge of the country for any amount of the time.
No.
People who haven't been in don't know. It's not functional. It doesn't work. It's not a democracy at all. The military is not a fucking democracy.
Well,
you think you have rights now? I promise you, you fucking don't.
And it goes into anyone that I've talked to that's worked in the federal side of things. Like, if you think it would work better, no, probably these small companies, like our grassroots companies that I choose to support, that a lot of people choose to support, run way fucking better than any federal branch of the government. It's horrible. And it goes back to pettiness. It goes back to all this bullshit. There's so much just crazy shit that's like Jay said, if you think it's bad now, wait till we have a military dictatorship or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
It's I've been told by a lieutenant, no names, but who was brought up in the system. And literally all he said to me It was an argument. I think we've said it, so I don't need to go back there. Is to the victor goes the spoil. And I was like, oh, well,
Yep.
that's
And this Spencer guy, don't know who he is, probably a little gay.
definitely
He said
gay.
he wants an all-out war to delay the election. I think there's some truth to that, man. He's made a joke about it. He was sitting in the Oval Office. He made a joke about, you know, a war can delay an election. He was talking to another president of somewhere, and I don't remember who it was, but they had delayed an election because of conflict or something.
Zelenskyy.
This guy is so out of character.
It seems
Maybe
like
it was, I don't
changed
know,
up.
but this guy's so out of character.
From
Yes.
his first presidency to now, it seems like it's like you've said, there's influence. There's someone's driving the car and he is the car. Like someone's pointing him, and you whoever this Spencer gay guy is, he made a point too that yes, I think Iran has a few nuclear power plants. So striking those, yep, drinking beer. Striking those, yeah, it does cause generational fucking issues. Like look at Chernobyl. Look at all these, like,
Yeah. Well, here's my thing. That goes back to the hypocrisy. That goes back to the hypocrisy.
I actually
We tell
like
Iran you
Spencer.
can't.
We talk shit about you. Sorry, Spencer, you're a good guy.
First off, he is a good guy. He's also okay. Before you say he's a good guy, he might be a car thief. I just want you to know that he might be a convicted of Grand Theft Auto. I just want you to know that. But
As long as
anyways,
we can
back to
talk
my
shit
point.
about you, I'm happy. But yes, back to your point. Yeah, fuck you, guy.
Well, okay. I don't even remember what I was saying. But to go back to the hypocrisy,
That's what you were
we
saying.
tell Iran you can't have nukes. Your nukes have to be registered. But yet we let Israel, who stole their nuclear program from us, they stole it. They stole the technology from us. They tested it illegally and told us they didn't test it in South Africa using Nazi scientists, and have over at least 200 nukes and have never got inspected by the IAEA.
Well, that was something that also blew my mind. Well, it didn't blow my. I don't know if it's true, but it just made it pop into my mind. Was a post I saw that was about, oh, well, yeah, we're dealing with Iran that Obama gave money to, and they're getting nukes from Russia that or from China that Bill Clinton gave nukes to, and who are buying the materials through Russia, who Hillary gave shit to. And it's just like, but it makes sense. Like knowing what, I mean, not even knowing, but thinking of knowing what we know is, yeah. It was borrowed,
Yeah.
not stolen.
Yeah, apparently it was borrowed, not stolen. I do apologize to the 4 viewers. Apparently it was a borrowed car. But no, I think, I don't know. It just it upsets me, and I'm gonna show something, because we've been talking a lot about anti-Semitism laws, and I just, you know, we've been talking about Ukraine, we've been talking about other places, but guess what? It's here in America, and we're going to show some evidence of it. First off, we're going to show this clip from Texas.
Anti-Semitic platforms like Gab
places
have no place and certainly do not represent Texas values. What does represent Texas values is legislation like this by Representative King and Representative Coburn that fights anti-Semitic platforms like Gab have no place in Texas and certainly do not represent Texas values. What does represent Texas values is legislation like this by Representative King and Representative Coburn that fights anti-Semitism in Texas. Anti-Semitic platforms.
All right, it won't pause, but it's
Okay.
safe to say Texas ain't as Texas as it used to be.
And the thing that blows my fucking mind nowadays is, again, not against the Jewish religion. That's not me. But the fact that you're sitting there saying this shit with an Israeli flag behind you.
3-year-old charged with a felony
Oh,
over messages she
can you hear me?
Sorry, let me exit out. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, the biggest thing to me, again, nothing against, it's more against the country of Israel more than anything, or Zionism.
Yep.
The fact he's saying this shit as he's an American politician. I wasn't reading, sorry, but I was watching.
Yes, he's an American representative of Texas.
With an Israeli flag behind you. Like, for me, you can say that. Okay, you can say that as a representative. But to have the American flag, the Texas flag, and an Israeli, like, to me, that has so much representation that that's scary to me. Why? Why
It is. It's 100% scary.
Yeah, why do you need to put the Israeli flag there? That, I don't know why, but to me that gave me fucking, maybe you can, that gave me goosebumps. And that's fucking scary, man. Like, that's,
it's because we don't do it for any other nation. We did do it for Ukraine. We don't do it for anybody.
He said, look at the flag.
Yep. 100%.
It was not stolen. It was borrowed.
I think he would know more than anybody. I'm not going to highlight that comment, but he would know more than anybody. Someone still owes me reparations.
But that's,
you are owed reparations.
That scares me. So he bought a stolen car. I get it.
No, he did not. He stole a fucking car. Don't let him lie to you.
But that's what scares me.
Anyways,
to me, like that, and you're seeing it more often, is where, like, there's no need for you to put that behind you, unless, to me it seems like there's, like, you're putting that behind you. I'd be like, but I live in America. I'm a Texan. I'm a representative of the Texas people. Why do I need, like?
And here's the thing. We live in a country where you can burn our flag, but you cannot burn that flag. What the fuck is that? Where I can burn my state flag, but I can't burn an Israeli flag of another nation halfway across the world?
And in America, we didn't perpetrate any genocide or any cleansing. So in America,
we sent 400,000 guys to go die for you.
So in America, wouldn't it make more sense to be thrown in jail and get all this shit for talking against African Americans, or Black Americans, I should say? Wouldn't that make more sense? Right. That's our issue. But no, like, racial shit, when it comes to black and white, or black and brown, or black and, I don't like to use, I'm using colors, but you know what I'm saying, is considered less now than us saying anything against the Jewish people or Israel.
No.
Like, what?
You're 100% right. And that goes back to the whole thing, is like, we don't, and rightfully so, we don't give reparations to Black people because some Black people were slaves. But yet we give special loans to Jewish people because they're Jewish, because of the Holocaust.
And I didn't even mention
What are we talking about?
Native Americans, Black Americans, like, all the shit that we as American people, or I should let's play the white guilt card here, that white people did was fucking horrible. But yet it's worse for me to say I don't like Israel than it is for me to say, I wouldn't say that, but, you know, anything else is crazy to me.
Right. Like, you can talk about anybody. You can go on the streets and you can call a Black person the N-word, a Hispanic person the S-word, anything. But you cannot call out these people. You have freedom of speech for any of that other stuff. but these people you do not. What? I mean, there's
People
got to
aren't
be
seeing
something
it.
more to
Yeah,
it.
people aren't fucking the regular
Mm-mm.
people aren't seeing it because they don't think this way. They don't and I think a lot of it too is we have this. Like it's me, you. I mean, my family is it's a pretty safe place. A pretty safe space. Your family is. We have friends of different cultures, different nationalities, that it's a safe place to say this stuff to and bounce it off each other. I think there's so many Americans that are so locked in and afraid of it to explore these ideas that is perpetuating the issue to where it furthers this agenda to where you can't do this and they just accept it. Whereas me and you, we can say, well, wait a minute. Well, think about this, like we just did. Well, think about, think about African Americans, Black Americans, think about Native Americans, think about all these other nationalities that we did horrible shit to in America, but everyone is so afraid to talk about any of it that they just are told that you can't say this about Jews, the hyper woke side. You can't say this, you're bad. I'm sorry, I was dealing with burping and talking at the same time. So, but yeah.
No, you're okay.
I think that's also a big part of it is
And-
there's not as many that everyone likes to say safe spaces and all this bullshit. There's not anymore. They've gotten rid of safe spaces. You have small safe spaces if you're Jewish, if you're gay. That's it. Like
100%. And here's another example of it. These anti-Semitism laws have been snuck in to American communities. Oh, my state being one of them, but it's 40 states in total. And just listen to what this young girl said and tell me if this doesn't just sound like any joke that you would hear. Like,
and then they're already
by the way,
saying
the judge
bombs.
is
They're
Jewish.
saying bombs, not bonbons.
Which what she says in the text is bonbons, but we'll go ahead and let it play. And then after this, I'm going to play a video of how this judge treated a real criminal when this girl, a college student, is looking at 15 years of prison time for words.
It's unfortunate because I'm assuming she's a senior going to graduate soon, and now it's going to jeopardize her ability to graduate.
20-year-old FIU student charged with a felony over messages she wrote in a school group chat. Gabrielle Don morning. According to the arrest report, this went down in a WhatsApp group of about 200 chat. 150 students were discussing an event that was to take place Friday at the Ocean Bay Convocation Center campus to make capstone presentations. FIU students read some of this.
Was there's going to be a Ocean Bank conference in the vacation center, and it's going to be at Jonathan's fault.
I'm going to pause it there. Okay.
It's so much
clearly
was fucking up
you
for me,
cannot.
but I know a lot about this. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Clearly, you cannot make a threat to bomb something. That's not what she did. She clearly made a joke saying there was going to be a bomb and so was in trouble for it. Let's just continue watching it.
One of the members in the chat.
Hold on.
7 News obtaining some.
I just want. I want to say one thing. I just looked over and saw it, but the Spencer weirdo said, "What did the Irish get?" And then some other these white people are real weirdos, but he said leprechauns. I'm sorry, that was hilarious.
I highlighted that.
I didn't see it.
No, but this is what they said. If you haven't seen on TikTok and stuff, the Netanyahu thing is hilarious, where people try to summon Netanyahu to blow up their buddies or something. That's what this girl did, and she got arrested and is probably going to prison, will never graduate college. She says, Netanyahu, if you can hear me, drop some bonbons for us capstone students in Ocean Bank Convention
Well,
Center.
so
Bits
here's
of
the
that
problem.
chat.
It's
It seemed as-
always the fucking friend, because the other person responded,
Yes.
can I get a B with an O with an M with a B in it? Like, that's you. That's you, Jay. I just want to say that's some shit you would do, and I'd end up in fucking jail.
What are you trying to get me in trouble for?
No, I'm saying I would say bonbons, and you would say, oh.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I would do the same
But
to you too.
anyways,
so it's fine.
So this girl, she, made a joke. It's obviously a joke in a WhatsApp chat.
Criminal.
Let's see how she's a real criminal.
49-year-old Arthur Booth is a criminal charged with burglary, flee, resisting arrest.
3
Well,
arrest
Spencer would
afterwards.
like to hear
Driving, damage to
that.
property,
Go on, grand theft.
leaving the scene of a crime with serious injury.
With no serious injury.
I'm sorry, no serious
True.
injury.
Okay.
After questioning, Judge Glazer explained terms of bond.
The bond on count 1 is $7,500.
But the judge notices something familiar about this defendant.
Okay,
Can
Mr.
I
Booth,
go
I have
to
a
high school with you?
question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you go to Nautilus Middle School?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Peter. I always want to happen to you, sir.
My goodness.
This is the nicest kid in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
He was the best kid in middle school. I used to play football with him and all the kids and put a cap.
Oh my goodness.
And
The
her
surprise
name is
reunion between the
Glazer.
two former middle school classmates is almost too much for Booth to handle.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Once a promising student, Booth fell into drug and gambling, stays in prison.
Good luck to you, sir. I hope you're able to.
Oh my goodness.
Good luck to you, sir. I hope you're able to come out of this okay and just lead a lawful life.
Yeah. So that's the difference between, somebody who committed grand theft auto and somebody who said mean words.
I mean, that's just.
Yo, Spencer, you gotta chill, dude. You're gonna get us fucking banned.
I saw that, but I was like, maybe I won't call that one out. It made me laugh. I had to look under and see it, but yeah, if that case holds against that girl, like clearly it's bonbons, like whether autocorrect or not, maybe that's the route they're going to try to push, but that's just that's not enough evidence to put this girl in jail, a graduate student or her senior year. Like that's where
No.
people need to wake up. If that shit holds, is where people need to be like, well, hold on, like wait a second.
Yeah.
Like I can
And it's
say
not.
I can say F my president. I'm not saying that. I can say F my president and not go in jail. But if I ask, it's just, yeah.
No, I mean, you that's my whole point is you can what's her name? The comedian who in Trump's first administration held up a fake head of the decapitated president of the United States. Never got charged with anything.
I was
didn't
going to
go
say Amy
jail.
Winehouse, but she's dead.
It wasn't her.
I know
anyways,
she's dead.
Help.
Isn't she dead?
I don't know.
Who's
But anyways, you can do that in America, but you can't question this group of people. And when you bring up the slave trade, you can find multiple books
I'm about
that
to
question
start
who was
these.
doing the
I'm funding these $107. Hell yeah,
Kathy
brother.
Griffin.
Okay, I'll send you
Kathy Griffin.
$107, Kathy. Oh wait, no, this is Eli Faber. Eli, if you see this,
Yeah. But you bring up the slave trade and you can find a lot of books bringing up who was actually selling the slaves, who was bringing them over here. And it's the same group of people. And all of these books are stupidly expensive for what they are. There's no reason these books should be that much money. Anytime they don't want information about, they make these books super expensive.
I don't even need the book, brother. Actually, send me the book and I'll send you for, oh wait, hardcover is 107. You almost got me, Eli.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll give you $50 for a soft cover just to help you out. I mean, that's why I always say, like, we like to say we have free speech. We don't. We practice free speech here in our cognizant of what we say, and are meaningful in what we say, but I guarantee you we are penalized for what we say. And we're two dudes, sometimes three, with a few viewers.
100%
I guarantee you we are penalized for this.
Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
100% we are. And I mean, sorry, I'm trying to share this one. This is, again, come from the OG Sam Tripoli. The World Cup is going to be
internet, but I see
our World Cup attendees. U.S. because the U.S. anti-Semitism abroad. To do that, you can speak out about the United States. You can speak out about Russia, Iran, anybody. You cannot speak out about this one country, China. Do you hear me?
I'm struggling, but I got what you said. I'm not struggling. My internet is. Am I coming through? Oh. I don't know if I was struggling or Jay was. I don't have control of the stream, so I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it was Jay. I'm sitting here making faces, but oh wait. I still have no audio from you. It was Jay. Okay. Anyways, glad to know that. I don't always know. I can't hear your audio, Jay. I can't hear you. But sorry, I wasn't thinking straight. That's the thing. At the end of the day, we are. Yes, I would 100% agree with that, Spencer. Is that, and I've mentioned this to Jay, is that even our live videos, even our videos posted after the fact, they have the ability to understand what we're saying, even if someone doesn't watch it, even if we don't get a view. I'm not just saying about us. I'm saying about so many people that freedom of speech isn't a real thing anymore, especially in the United. I mean, I'm for sure in other countries, but in the United States, like, you don't have the ability to say what you want and get it out there. You don't have the ability to say what you want and not be shunned, say, in a local setting. Like, I would never say, I mean, to an extent, but I would never go out there and say on the sidewalk where I live some of the feeling. And I think so many people are like that on any side of the scale, whether it's, Israel or whether it's any it went back to what I was saying earlier was I don't think enough people have enough people, if that makes sense, to talk to bounce these ideas off of and say, well, let's think of this on a deeper level. And so many people are so caught up on being politically correct. I have people in my own family. I have like the whole like I'm woke or I want to be woke or you can't say that, but it's like, well, okay, thanks for the update. He's safe. Jay is safe, everyone. They're not hitting him. Mossad isn't there yet. They will be shortly because I sent them a text, but so you won't have to deal with them much longer. I'm just kidding. But yeah, there is no free speech. I agree. Whoever this Spencer guy is, a weirdo. But anyways, let's see. Moving forward, this is something that I won't agree with killing people, but it was another thing, and me and Jay had a talk about this where I think this is where we both think this is where this is leading, especially in the United States. I think around the world is where you're going to start seeing these targeted strikes on, not Zionist or Israeli people. You're going to see it on misguided on Jewish people. Let me share my screen. This fucking app, I swear to God. So this woman was just arrested, say 18 years old. So this gives you an idea. In North Carolina for conspiracy. Let me go up. There we go. Plot to kill as many Jews as possible. And this is where you'll run into the issues. $10 million bail too. So they're not letting her go. But long story short, she was working with two dudes that they don't know yet. They haven't arrested. Two in 2028. There it is right there. All they know the dudes is Angel and Tegan, probably fake names, to commit the attack in 2028 in a synagogue in Texas? It says it here somewhere. Yeah, a Texas synagogue, and kill as many Jews as possible. And I think rhetoric on both sides will lead to way more of this. This isn't the beginning. We've already seen, am I not mistaken? Someone already tried to burn, was it a synagogue? I forget, my brain. But we're going to see more of it. It's all kind of sidebar from what's going on right now. I think there's so many people that are more awake to the situation, more questioning of it. And I don't want to say, I don't like to target certain people, but I think a lot of it, and I've said it before, a lot of it is the older generations. Like my parents being one, they're in their 70s. And like my brother's in-law, not in-laws, one of his in-laws will come up, oh, look at this video. And it's clearly AI. And I think it's getting to a point where certain, and I wouldn't just say age is related to it. I would say there's multiple factors into it, but so many people are so willing to believe shit. I've gotten sent videos from friends and family like, oh, look this, and it's like, hey, that's AI. Like, relax. But then you think of there's plenty of people that I've seen firsthand that are popular on social media and stuff and say, "Oh, look at this." Oh, and that gets out to their millions of viewers. And it's like, dude, what are you looking at? Like, that's clearly fake. That's clearly AI. I forget one of them. I forget who it was, but it was like it was one of Iran's posts that we had hit like a Navy base or something. And it's like someone supposedly driving in a car and like, oh my God, look at that. Oh, it's like boats are getting struck by, you know, the greatest cluster munition ever known to man. So I think we're kind of in I'm getting way off subject, but like a golden era for where we have a group of people that are easily manipulated and they're targeting them. I have mentioned it before, um, speaking specifically in the United States, where I think there's a big push for a change right now because we're losing generations of people that are in today's day and age more easily manipulated than what's coming in the future. Than our generation, and even more so younger. They're going to be so well versed. You know, I do think less physically capable, but when it comes to questioning shit, it's only going to go up. Only more people saying, "Well, wait a minute. This doesn't seem right. Wait a minute, this is fake." So yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I can pull up. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole too deep on one specific subject. Well, we could, oh no, we already got into that. We already got into that. Oh, Al Jazeera. Let me take a look at this real quick, guys. Well, the headline reads, U.S. considers suspending Spain from NATO. And anyone who's been somewhat following along knows that Spain has been kind of on the fences and going back to what we talk about, a certain someone being childish. We can kind of understand where, okay, it's about an email. I don't need to stream this. It's Spain has been on the fences with our with support of Iran, with support of NATO, with support of everything. I think going back years now. So there's no doubt that they're talking about kicking them out. And if I'm not mistaken, going back, Spain is struggling financially and everything else. Let's see. Oh, I see two. Yeah, you're good. There's one of you in the middle that isn't there, but yeah, you're here.
Okay, finally.
Your audio's a little weird, but
okay.
I was struggling a minute, not gonna lie. I went into my little rant and then I got over my little rant and then was looking through some shit. And I went into the Spain thing, and I mean, I don't think there's much there. Spain has been on the border for a long time. On the border when it comes to NATO, they're struggling financially. They've struggled with NATO for I think a year, 2 years now. So I don't doubt that they're on the cutting list. Like but that's the problem. They'll just go to BRICS. Like
yeah, I mean, I don't know what was going on, but I could see you talking and hear you. So I heard everything you were saying. I don't know what happened. I couldn't connect, but I mean, I think you're right on that. Like, Spain was never a strong member of NATO, anyways.
Yeah. No, they. I mean, well, let's be honest.
Have you seen?
A lot of Europe is struggling right now. A lot of Europe is in the throes of some crazy shit. Like a lot of them are on, and they've been more exposed to it than we have in America right now. But a lot of them are getting to the point as well. Yo, what? Like, no, we're not dealing with this immigration. We're not dealing with these crazy things you're saying we have to do when it comes to accepting these people, or I shouldn't, that sounds horrible, accepting these people, but bringing them in. Like, we're not willing to do that. Ireland is dealing with it. Germany, the UK is having people stand up against it. It's just, I mean, the UK is lost in my eyes, but yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to bring up this disturbing article because this is happening in the IDF. They have squads that are tasked with receiving or getting the.
So they cut their balls off.
Say it.
They cut their they cut their balls
out
off.
of dead IDF soldiers.
How else do you do that?
So this says a mother of an Israeli hostage. Dude, I have no clue because it's never been done before. Normal civilizations don't do that.
Don't worry, I'd cut your balls off for you and go bring them to Jonathan.
Please don't. Mother of Israeli hostage. He'd throw them at you. Mother of Israeli hostage mistakenly killed by IDF. Finds solace in son's posthumously retrieved sperm. Iris, mother of Yotam Hayim, says she feels a sense of hope and renewal after court approval use of his sperm to conceive a child via surrogate. So, for those who don't know, this is something the IDF has been doing for a long time. And if this doesn't prove to you that they have this idea that they are genetically superior to everybody else, I don't know what does.
That blows my mind.
We don't do that.
Like,
dude, it's crazy.
Your homie's dead. You're just like, hit. We got him, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, dude. Like, I don't understand it.
My break time. Gotta pee again.
All right. Hurry up, because I gotta go.
You gotta go.
But I wish Quex was in the chat because one interesting thing we had to talk about today was, there'll be no touching of balls today. There'll be no touching of balls. Is the United Kingdom officially is rolling out a nationwide court-approved facial recognition system. I don't know if Quex is in the chat, but if you're not, I'd love to hear your input about this. A legal battle over the technology has concluded in favor of the Met Police, giving them the green light to deploy it across the country. This is just the first domino in a much longer chain. Digital ID, social credit scores, personal carbon trackers, and mandatory vaccines. We're talking about a beast system here. That's what I see all this stuff is. And I'll let this play once Ponte gets back so he can kind of just listen to it, and then I can go use the restroom. But every other country you see implement this stuff, just know that that we're only a few years behind this.
I'll wait for you to get
everybody
back.
Thinks America's immune to this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hit play. We'll let this
I do need diapers. You're right.
Talk for a little bit. I do too.
Wait,
today.
you're not streaming. For me, at least. Okay. Well, he forgot to put something on stream, so I don't know what he was gonna stream. Listen, all right, whoever this Jonathan guy is, I'm a big dude. I like water. I drink beer. I need to pee a lot. A diaper would help, but the problem is, I know I think we've all had kids. That diaper wouldn't hold. It would all end up in my seat anyways, especially if I take a shit. But what he's saying, I know, I think it's in the UK is one of them, that it's been going on for a year or a couple of years now, where there's something going on with the cameras and the people go around the streets cutting them down with like sawzalls and shit. And it's I know, I think the first time I saw it was at least a year ago, where these people go out and to revolt against it, sawzall, cut off disc, and will cut down these big poles. Like you see like a crosswalk pole or something. I wouldn't say a power pole, but they just cut hey bitch, you didn't play anything.
It's playing on my end.
Maybe I'm the special end, but on every end I'm looking at.
Oh, that's
okay,
awkward.
Matt. Yeah, you big dumb idiot.
All right. Well, now we'll play the video. Sorry.
Good afternoon. This legal judgment is a significant and important victory for public safety. It confirms that the Met is right and acting lawfully to use the best technology to reduce crime and keep pace with the evolving threats that we face. Live facial recognition works, and it's one of the biggest breakthroughs for policing. It's actively removing thousands of dangerous and wanted offenders from London streets, including individuals who pose a serious and ongoing threat to our communities, including those wanted for the most serious offences such as rape, domestic violence, and child sex offences. Our data shows.
Of course, they add that
How?
in there. They add that in there to icing on the cake.
Yeah. No, how many domestic violences are committed outside of the home? Like, that's bullshit.
I mean, I get it with like warrant, kept getting people with warrants, but as much as I don't like this Jonathan guy, that is how it started, and that's how they always run it. It starts with something super non-intrusive, and then they keep pushing it forward and keep pushing it forward and keep pushing it forward.
Yep.
While you were gone, I had mentioned it. This has happened for years. I'm pretty sure it's in the UK, where they have these cameras set up and people cut down the poles with like sawzalls, cut off discs, whatever.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I've been vindicated a little bit, because sometimes I don't know if I'm crazy or not.
No, I mean, it's just what you said is right. It's like they implement this as something that you need, and then they just move it forward, move it forward, move it forward, move it forward until it's what they need.
Yep. It goes to that thing. They push it forward, and then people go, I don't like that. And then they just bring it back here. Oh, okay, well, we'll take this out of it. Okay, we'll accept that. And then Black Mirror called it perfectly. Like, it's going to be a thing where there's no credit cards, there's no license, there's no nothing. It's either in your skin or it's like a Fitbit, and you wear it on your wrist. Oh, what's up?
Yep.
Oh, you can't. Oh, you might have the credits for this, but you can't afford it because you don't have the social score for this, or some other bullshit. Oh, well, you have a ticket out. You can't get your McDonald's today. Like, the fuck? Give me my cheeseburger, motherfucker. And then boom, you're arrested and thrown in jail.
And that's where I get to. This shit all just seems biblical, man. Like,
that's where
that just seems like a beast system.
and it kind of, there's a quote that, I'm not saying I'm a scientist, I'm not saying I'm even smart. I think I'm pretty perspective. Whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right
we'll
now.
go with it.
Yeah, we'll go with it. but like the quote goes like, scientists in the beginning leave religion, and then at the end they all end up back at religion. And in my life, I know to you Christian, whatever you are, I was raised Catholic. And I was raised Catholic in New England, so I wasn't part of that, but you know, you know how that whole story plays out. But I just my parents raised me that way, but then as I got older, it's up to you. And I completely went against it. I've always been interested in theology, and I've read a lot into a lot of religions. But now as I'm seeing things play out, and just with experience, I've kind of come around to, especially with what's going on, like you say, biblical, what's going on in the world. It's like, well, wait a minute. And I've come back, and I still won't say I'm what are you, a secular, like, or prescribed to any religion. I think deeply at the end of the day, religion, organized religion, is incredibly flawed. Will I say I'm spiritual? Yes. And I'm becoming more and more spiritual as time goes on because of everything that's going on. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. I've read this before.
Right.
Yeah. So
and that's what gets me too, is like, whether you believe it or not, the people who are running this show, they for sure believe it, because they're either trying to make it come to pass or they're a part of it. But there's too many coincidences for this shit to just all be happening at once.
It's almost like they're trying to play out a ritual. Like when you see in Hollywood, say,
yes,
someone who's not always 100% versed or part of it is reading something and saying, okay, lay the salt in a circle. Okay, bomb Iran. Okay, Israel needs to take over Ukraine. All right. Now read the words, guys. Read the words. Like it more and more it seems that way to me. Whereas it's not 100, I don't think it's 100% knowing and guided, but it's almost like someone's getting closer and figuring shit out and working towards something.
The thing that's always bugged me is like, how do they not know? You know, like if we can all see it, if we can all see the parallels, and we can see the obvious things that are happening in our life that are happening there, they either have to have the idea that they could win somehow and rewrite the book.
Well, so here goes into my thing of where's the book and everything. I think over history has been tampered with, not rewritten, but things taken out, putting in, even on words. I feel like it's gone down to that level. Whereas people are trying to figure it out. People are trying to figure it out. Where they don't know. They don't fully know, but they have kind of a blueprint to it. And it's like, well, we've studied this. Let's put this in here and try this. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, let's it's like older tech shit, red heifers in the temples. It's, well, let's get to this point.
You were breaking up a little bit there, but I caught most of it.
I saw it on my screen. That's why I stopped.
I caught most of it, and I tend to agree with that. But I still struggle with from the aspect of like, they still have to think they can somehow win. But if you're on that side, like,
I think they hold I think they hold more knowledge than us.
Right.
And so they have, like I said, they have the
Yes.
blueprint, but there's parts that are erased. There's parts that are blurry, and there's parts that where they have this overall blueprint, but there's parts that the very small parts that they're trying to put into place. You know, a word here and there, a sentence here and there. And that's more of where they have the blueprint. They just maybe don't know how to decipher it, or
And
they're
I
missing
think-
pieces to it.
And then when we get into like Antichrist versus the second coming of the actual Christ, I think they have splintered Christianity and the other religions enough to where you can convince a vast majority of people that if a savior figure was to come, that this is the right guy. This is the right guy. This isn't the Antichrist. This is the second coming. You know, that type of stuff. To where, and they think they can beat it. I don't know. We're just seeing way too many things that are lining up with biblical prophecy for this all to just be a coincidence.
Yep. That's what I always. It's not coincidences. That's what I mean. It's
no. There's no way.
I've said it all along. Is, you know, it's gone past coincidence. Like. I know coincidence is a very powerful thing, and it does happen, but it's past that now. Oh, no. Am I losing?
You know,
oh, no. Okay.
One thing I always say is like, no, you're good. And we can start wrapping it up here, but people during World War II, people during World War I, Napoleonic Wars, I'm sure they also felt that there was something coming, like they were headed towards the end of the world. But there are things that are specific to our timeline that haven't happened before. When we're talking about Israel being a state again, that hasn't happened before. A third temple, you know, that's huge in the discussion right now.
I agree. I think that's just the overall access to information. Whereas I think maybe in the past, these fragmented groups had a glimpse of the truth, but they were so far off. And now, through everything, there's these groups, one world government, whatever you want to call it, that are closer and have put the puzzle pieces together, and now they might be missing, you know, 10 pieces, and those are 10 very important pieces, but they're missing them, and they're getting closer through everything to finding them. And maybe that goes back to our AI talk, where AI through everything is going to usher in this,
it's filling in the pieces,
is this end of days meta analysis shit that is filling in the pieces, and it's enough for these people to go, oh, let's try this, and then bam. Who's to say? But I do agree,
dude. I think so.
Yeah, I do agree wholeheartedly that just more recently, you know, the past 20 years or less even, has been so biblical, so to speak, that it's just like, well, wait a minute, man. Like, this shit's, the ducks are lining up. Like, and that's where it scares me.
Maybe this is what we can cover to. Me too. And maybe that's what we can dive into tomorrow.
Yeah.
Is maybe we'll just go straight into eschatology. That would be a great episode. We're gonna have to. I'll get up early, start doing some research or something. But that would be a fun episode. Maybe we can get Quex on or something.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we could pull Quex on if we go a little earlier too. And you know me, I'm better. Maybe it's the ADHD. I'm better in the moment. Like I will do my research too. And I don't know as much on religion or eschatology or any of that than you guys do, but I think I have a pretty open mind to things, and I'm good to argue it too, which is good.
Yeah. But I mean, that's you already know me. That's my like number one.
And that's
I
where
don't
I'm
want to say
getting.
fascination because that just sounds like something I'm interested in.
That's where I'm getting though. That's the thing, is where I've gone so far from it in my life through everything. And now that I feel being pretty perceptive to things and talking to open-minded people, I have other people in my life, but meeting you, Ty, and becoming very close friends, Quex, so many people, and diving into this is like, and you know me, I don't really dive into things. I'll question it. I'll always, and I still, even with this belief, I'm still on the outside. I'm still saying, well,
Right.
Here's the argument to it. I see it on the outside, and that's what fascinates me, is where I feel this way, but I'm still the first one to say, well, wait a minute, no, that doesn't sound right. And so I think it's a very interesting dynamic.
And I think that's
yeah. My internet's fucking up again.
That's always a good perspective to have.
Exactly. And
oh jeez, I hope not.
I think it's, well, no, I think it might be me, but I think that's a very good dynamic, is where you're very knowledgeable on it, on the Bible, which I never knew. Ty is very knowledgeable on it. Quex is very like, it would be a good talk getting the four of us in here. And I know I'll be the one kind of on the outlier, but I think that's important for my advancement and your guys's, is where I can say, well, listen. Yeah, and you know me, I'll be like,
Yeah.
I won't be so blunt, but I'll be like, that's kind of crazy.
Right. And I think that's always good to have the outside input. Like,
yeah,
even my positions have changed so drastically in my adult life, as far as like concerning religion and stuff. And even in the last year, like it's changed so much.
That's the crazy thing, is like the growing up aspect of it, and seeing it from, your outlook changes when you have kids, and you're like, well, wait a minute. And then your outlook changes like after time. And that's why I'll never talk down to wisdom of people older than us. And like, yeah, I'm not saying they're all right. I'm not saying they're all sane. I'm not saying, some of them are brainwashed, but having these different inputs, and we're comfortable with it. We're comfortable challenging each other. And I agree. I think it's something, whether tomorrow, we're going to go live tomorrow on TikTok. But yeah, I think that's a good talk. I'm always fully prepared for it. I take it as it goes, that.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, I would like to talk about that. Especially let's work on getting.
I would too.
Let's work on getting Quex here. Let's work on getting I think Ty is off tomorrow, right? He's on today. Yeah, so he's off tomorrow. It might not be 7:30 tomorrow, guys. It might be 8, whatever. We're gonna try to get Ty on here, Quex on here. And I think that's a good conversation, even if it's not fully not rehearsed, but fully what's the word I'm looking for? Studied. Like, we're not fully have all these things pulled up. Yeah, I know you'll wake up at 4 in the morning and start researching it, but I like that idea. I think if we can get all 4 of us on, especially, I think it'll be a good conversation.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to end it. Anybody who's watching, if you haven't already, follow us on. I'm good. Follow us on TikTok. Numb Millennials.
We appreciate you guys.
Same pictures.
Same pictures, same names.
Yeah, 100%. We appreciate you guys.
Friends,
Yep,
family.
same picture, same name. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on X.
Yep. Drop-ins, anything. We appreciate it.
But
thanks for giving us a moment of your time.
Yep,
Deuces,
we appreciate it
homie.
a lot. And like I said, we'll be live tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Until then,
even
we'll
if
see you
it's
guys
just,
later.
even if
All
it's
right,
just
talk
us,
to you guys
we'll
later.
be here later.
Yep. Peace.